This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hey everyone, it's Emily, and today is a very exciting day because Get Famous is, happening. It's a thing. I have it in my game. It's really exciting. I like the pack a lot, and I'm going to show you the first thing that I built with it, which actually isn't the first thing that I built with it, but it's the first thing that I'm showing you that I built with it. I don't know, words and stuff. But anyway, we are doing a modern mansion thing right now because I did a poll on Twitter yesterday, and I asked what you guys are most excited to see people build with the new pack, and I think that the most popular combination was a modern mansion. Yep, it was. It's, oh, well, there's 45 minutes left in my poll, so, like, if things change drastically, then, maybe I'm wrong. But as of right now, I had mid-century, modern, traditional, and modern for the styles of houses, and then I had mansions, family homes, and starter homes for other, like, types of builds, and mansions was the most popular of the types of homes, and then modern was the most popular style, and so that's what we're doing as our first video for Get Famous early access stuff, which I'm super excited about. And make sure to stay tuned for another speed build later today that is going to be a mid-century modern family home, because that was the next most popular combination of things that people were excited to see with Get Famous. So that'll be up later today, but this is the first one, and I actually did the other one first. I built half of the other house on stream the other day because I wanted to kind of prepare, but I knew that I wanted to use terrain tools for some type of like mansion-y thing. Honestly, I can barely call this a mansion. It's literally a one-bedroom, like, million-bathroom house. I was planning on making it have guest rooms and other things, but honestly, having terrain tools, if you guys haven't played around with them yet, first of all, everyone has access to them because they came with the free patch, so make sure to update your game if you haven't already. And then you'll have terrain tools, but terrain tools just make, like, you have to build so much smaller of a building on a bigger lot if you want to fully take advantage of terrain tools, I think. And I haven't done too much with them. Like, I haven't really done anything crazy, just a little bit more like natural looking landscaping stuff instead of just a flat empty lot type of deal like we've always had. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm looking forward to playing around with it a little bit more and doing some things that are more like terrain tool focused once we get through all of the Get Famous stuff, because I really want to focus on that right now. But I do have some ideas for terrain tools, mostly just like houses on hills. So if you have any cool pictures or inspiration stuff for building with terrain tools, definitely make sure to join my Discord, and you can put it in our Build Inspo channel in there. We have a whole channel of all kinds of pictures of like building inspiration stuff. So if that's your thing, if you like building, if you have lots of cool inspiration pictures to share, or if you want to see cool inspiration pictures, the Discord is your best friend. Anyway, like I said, another house that I built, I streamed the beginning of it on Twitch. I will also be streaming tonight, and we'll be getting into gameplay. So if you're looking for gameplay, then you're probably not watching this building video. But, if you're looking for building and gameplay, I'll be playing on Twitch later, and we'll be looking at the acting career and one of the new aspirations. Not totally sure which one yet. To be honest, I haven't done anything except do build and buy. When I got the game yesterday, the code anyway, I was in class, and then I got back from class, downloaded it, immediately started doing stuff. Then I had a work-related thing that I had to go to, and then my boyfriend came over, so I had to like go pick him up, and then, it was all this stuff, and now we have the pack, and I stayed up really, really late, and I usually go to bed between like 10 and midnight, I would say. That's like my approximate bedtime. I went to bed at like 3 a.m. first of all, just like when I decided this is when I'm gonna go to sleep. Then I had this terrible neighbor issue because I live in an apartment, and the walls and the floor and the ceiling are very thin, and I think it was the people below me, or no, we figured out it was the people next door. Anyway, there were these people that were like blasting their music at 3 in the morning, and it went on for over an hour. Like, part of the reason why I stayed up so late was because I could hear their music like over my music, which I had in headphones as I was building. And I was like, I can still hear their music, so I'm just gonna keep building, and then, you know, hopefully by the time I'm done, they'll be done too. That was not the case, and I thought that it was the room below me, so I went and knocked on their door. No one answered. I didn't knock very hard because I was like not totally sure if it was the right room, but okay, first of all, I'm not the type of person to like go for confrontation like first thing. So the fact that I even got out of bed and went to knock on someone's door is like pretty serious if you ask me. But yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna go see what's what. And it wasn't the people below me. They didn't answer the door. I think they were asleep, honestly. But I put my ear up to my wall that I share with the neighboring apartment, and it was definitely coming from their room. So I had already been out in the hall like 3 different times trying to figure out where the noise was coming from, because you could hear it. It was so loud in my room, but as soon as you walked in the hall, you couldn't hear anything. So it was really hard to figure that out. And then I sent my boyfriend out, and he went to go deduce where the sound was coming from, and he figured out that like he was pretty sure it was the room next door too. And then we were texting each other while I was still in the room, and I was listening to the music because he couldn't really hear it in the hall, and I would tell him when it was like between songs or when it was quieter, and then he would knock on the door so that we could hopefully have the person hear us. And yeah, we knocked, well, he knocked like 3 times, and they never answered the door, even though we definitely heard them come out of their room, go to the bathroom, and then go back into their room. And he knocked at a point when they would have been in the hallway. Anyway, we took this very far. But it was so late, and we were so tired, and granted, he'd been sleeping since like at least midnight while I was building, but I was very tired and exhausted, and I wanted to get at least 4 hours of sleep before I woke back up at 7 and started building again. So, you know, this needed to happen. And the person didn't answer, but then they turned off their music, so I think they got the message, but they just didn't want to deal with the confrontation of like facing another person who was angry at them at 3 in the morning for blasting their music. So that was really fun. Love that. But anyway, a good thing that's going on that I wanted to talk about at some point in a voiceover is that I'm actually doing a project for school that's using The Sims, and I'm pumped about it. For those of you who don't know, I'm studying design and communication, and one of my classes is like a graphic design class. But we do lots of things in it, like we've done all kinds of like drawing projects and like painting things, and we've just done a lot. It's not just graphic design, it's kind of just a design class, I think. Yeah, anyway, for our final project, our professor is basically just letting us do whatever we want that takes into consideration like design things that we've done in the class. And I was like, I really want to do something with Sims and like building houses because I do that all the time anyway. So maybe I'll just figure out a way to let him have him let me do this for my project. And I was like really nervous about asking because I knew that he was going to be kind of like skeptical, and I didn't want to deal with that. But then I was like, you know what, I might as well ask because I can't think of another idea for this project, and I think that this is going to be like my best shot. So I was like, hey, I have this idea. What if I build houses in The Sims? And he like, his face, oh gosh, I wish I could like insert a picture, but I think that that would be, besides the fact that I obviously don't have a picture, I think it would just be weird anyway, whatever. So yeah, he was like, The Sims. And then I was like, yeah, so I think I'm gonna build houses in The Sims that show like different design elements through like the architecture. And then I was thinking of making videos of them, not like my normal speed builds, but more like, if you guys watch Archie Sim, first of all, you definitely should because they're incredible and have the best builds and their style is so cool. But I was thinking of doing like their type of style video to show off, you know, the houses so you could see like all the details and stuff. But yeah, that was what I originally had. But then I had like this extra layer to it that I was like, I don't want to mention this because if he just lets me do this other thing, that'll be easier on me and less time. But if that's not enough, then I can always like throw this in there. So then he was like, yeah, I feel like that's too much in the world of the game, and that's not like a traditional design environment, so I don't know if that's going to be enough. And I was like, okay, well, I could also turn it into a brochure and have it be, I was thinking of doing it like they're real houses that someone's trying to sell, and it's like a real estate agent is like, these are their houses that they have for sale. And that, he was like, okay, I can get behind that. So that's probably what I'm gonna, well, that is what I'm doing for my project. My voice is going, oh my God, I've talked for like 10 minutes and my voice is gone. I don't know what's happening, but it's fine. We're just gonna keep going, and it's not like I have other voiceovers to do today or anything. It's not like I'm gonna stream later. It's fine, we'll have some tea, we'll be okay. I'm just having a slight meltdown. I think that most people are at the moment who are recording voiceovers, so it's all good. You guys should be experiencing some interesting content today. See, can't talk. We're just, you know what, I think I peaked like at second 2 of this video. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be making a brochure that's like for a real estate agent, and it's gonna be all Sims houses. And I'm probably, I don't know how I'm gonna share this with you guys, but I do want to at least like somehow put it online and then have a link to it in my Discord so you guys can check it out, because I feel like it's kind of cool and it's not something that people do that often anyway. If anyone knows of someone who maybe has like a blog that does Sim stuff, or you've heard of someone doing something like this before, just so I can see like some kind of example if someone's done this, let me know, because I haven't seen anyone do this before, and I'm obviously just doing it for school, so it's not like I'm trying to start a new thing with my channel or anything. It has like absolutely nothing to do with my channel except for the fact that all the houses that I build will probably be speed builds too. So I think that'll be cool, because I always try to keep in mind some like basic design stuff when I do houses, because, you know, that's how they come together. But I think it'll be cool to see how they turn out when I'm doing them explicitly for a design purpose, or to like show off a certain like design style. Does that make sense? I don't know. But the whole outside of the house and the first floor have pretty much come together, so I should probably tell you a little bit about the sim that I was thinking of living here. So I'm thinking a celebrity lives in this like Hollywood Hills area thing, and the house is basically just for like entertaining, and they have like a home office. I was thinking maybe they do acting, but like maybe they also work from home sometimes too, and that's why they have that whole, is it a live streaming setup? I don't know. It's like a video editing table. I don't fully know what all of the gameplay objects are, because like I said, I've only done builds at this point, which is why I'm looking forward to streaming later today and getting into some of the gameplay. But yeah, I was thinking single sim lives here, living life, being a celeb. They've got all kinds of entertaining space, and they have cool window stuff. I had a lot of fun with the windows of this house. I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with this house in general, because I never really build modern things, and especially not like super modern stuff, and I usually build very small houses for families that are cramped and cluttered. But this is kind of like the polar opposite of what I usually do, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I was having some serious builder's block yesterday, which is like really unfortunate timing. And I think it's because I was looking at too many reference pictures, and I was like, I want to make this thing in the game. I want to make this thing in the game. And reference pictures are like great and all, but you know, they can only get you so far. And I think I just got too stuck on, I want to recreate this exact house, and it just was not working. And I feel like with modern houses in the game, for some reason, it's harder. Like, I always find it easier with more traditional houses to have some solid reference pictures and build from them. But with modern houses, if I look at a reference picture, like, I'm toast. It's going to be a terrible build. So I kind of said, heck it to the reference pictures, and I just like did something with this. And I'm pretty proud of that, because like I said, I don't do that very often, because I mostly build traditional things and we like reference pictures. Anyway, I was thinking she also has a cat, and the sim also, what else? They just have lots of stuff here. And I was thinking that the kitchen that we did a while back is more like they hire a caterer and then they order like takeout all the time. And I also, okay, this is like way back, but I put this object on the kitchen counter that's like a, what's it called? I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things. I think it's going to be used in one of the sets for the acting career that's related to like a commercial or like a product placement type of thing. But I've started using it in some of the houses that I've been building because I think one idea that I had for a family house was that the mom is kind of like part of the business and she like sells whatever this product is, like maybe it's some like supplement or like vitamins or whatever, and so they just have like a bunch of boxes of it just like sitting on their counter. But then I was thinking for this celebrity that they have been sent all of these things, like these like supplement samples and boxes of it, so they just kind of like have it in their kitchen counter because they honestly don't even use the kitchen that much anyway. Oh, I also almost forgot to put in a litter box for the cat, but we got that in, and I'm really happy about that. Also, I was trying to put in a cat tree in the bedroom, but she has a big cat tree in her office, which I'm imagining she has like one cat, and that cat tree is probably very excessive. But yeah, I decided that maybe in her bedroom we have like a poof thing for the cat and the cat can just sleep there. I don't know if the cat does that. Usually the pets don't even sleep where they're supposed to anyway, so like it really doesn't matter. But you know, that's what's going on with that. And the build is almost over actually. The way that I did this was very strange. I think it's just because it's not a style that I do very often, so the order of everything was just like totally off. Also, any bathrooms that I didn't show in the speed build footage are, if they're not in the screenshots, you'll at least be able to see where they are. They're all pretty much the same, except the color schemes. Like the bathrooms on the first floor are a little bit darker and have like black appliances, and then the bathrooms on the second floor have all white and gold appliances. So I don't know why I mentioned that. Whatever. If you care about the bathrooms. Oh, also, I thought that this would be the type of sim that would just hire a maid that comes every week, so I put a pile of dirty clothes in their bathroom, which is kind of out of place, but I think it works for them, and they're, you know, who they are. Anyway, we are done with this build. I hope you guys enjoyed my first speed build with Get Famous, and make sure to stay tuned for another build coming today and a stream later. So I hope you're all having a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye!